bouncy. Very bouncy. What? Okay, I'll dirty. Hear the birds, boys. You hear the birdies? It's like rubber. Straight out. suit me. Where's your brother? Where's Rusty? Rusty! Oh. Stay back. Back. Go boy, stay back. Back. Go play.
You'll notice me cutting up these logs into, like, just splitting them once a lot of times, and that's because I want a longer burn, so when I'm at work this stuff will last for much longer, right? Because it's dense hardwood. This is birch, this is yellow birch, so it's packed with resin. So usually I'll try and just split those once if they split once, and then I'll leave them the way they are. Check out the nice colors in that. I'm not sure what kind of wood that is. I'm not sure if that's hemlock. That might be hemlock. I'm not sure. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments. That's what it looks like on the inside, and that's the outside. Really thin bark. Super thin, like 1/8 of an inch. Oh, God. Over. All this stuff doesn't get split. I just leave this as round. Just burn it the way it is. This stuff is really nice. It's dry as a bone. You hear that? Dense. Very dense. Rusty's out running around having a blast. These guys, poor pups, have been cooped up in the house in the camper for probably, geez, must have been a week and a half now because of all the rain, really. They only come outside to go pee or whatever because it's just been so muddy out here. And then they just track it all in through the camper. So, got to get the rest of the stone for the driveway, and then we'll have most of the mud taken care of. Okay. I don't know what this one is. This is a poplar. Dry as a bone. Right now, all this stuff is just surface wet from all the rain we've been having. So I just stick it in put it in the wood stove room, and then it dries all the moisture off of the surface, right? And then we can burn it like right away. This won't split very well. Looks like it's got a big knot on it. That looks like hemlock. Oh, bounced right off it. There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that's hemlock. It's dry as a bone on the inside. Good way to tell if your wood has any moisture in the core of it is to split it and then put your lips to it. You're gonna be able to feel any moisture in it. This axe sure takes a lot of the effort out of splitting wood. It's heavier and longer, so I'm still trying to get used to the length and the weight, but it seems to be going good. I don't find myself having to swing as hard unless it's something bigger or more dense, like that birch. Some of that yellow birch is pretty dense. Definitely enjoying that axe though. Check it out. Look at that. It's got, oh wow, that smells amazing. What is, oh, it's poplar. For some reason I really like the smell of poplar. It's got some nice red in it, a little bit of gold in there. Watch out, you want that stick? Don't swallow it. He spits it out right away. Give me a stick, I'll throw it for you. Go find a stick. Go find a stick, I'll throw it for you, buddy. Here, you want me to throw this one? You want me to throw this stick? Go here. They're off. The war has begun for the stick. starting to get a little more comfortable with the axe, feeling out how it moves and how it wants to split things. Very much becoming a part of the axe when you're swinging it. I find that's the best flow. You get the best flow when you're cutting material, is to kind of do it like that. And lots of people asked, well, a couple of people asked why I step so far back, and that's because I'm a taller guy. I'm just about 6 feet, and this particular axe is 36 inches long, so I want to get the full motion of the swing and the maximum amount of power in it. So I step pretty far back because I know the axe is pretty long, and where I want my head to strike is in the center of the wood. So. With this particular axe, I'm still trying to gauge where I need to be in relation to the head and the distance away from what I'm splitting. That other axe is only 28 inches long, so even with that axe I found I was stepping back and coming into it, and I think that's just to keep a distance, more of a distance between me and the wood, because the wood does want to fly off when you're splitting it. So. I find I get more power into the swing when I do it that way too as well. The head of the axe gets more time to rotate and come down and carry the weight. I watch some people on YouTube, and they expend an extraordinary amount of energy cutting wood, because they're splitting it, then they're splitting it, and then they're splitting it again, and they're breaking it down into such small material that it doesn't burn for very long, and it burns out faster because of that. So that's why you'll always see me, like, I try to get, like, if I'm splitting, a lot of times I'll split it in just 2 pieces, and then a lot of times I'll split it into 3 pieces. So one will be a big piece, and then 2 of them will be a piece about this size, and that's going to burn for about 2 hours or so, right? So once I get home from work in the evening or whatnot, I can throw this in, and then that'll last until I go to bed, and then I'll load it up with some bigger stuff, and that'll last all throughout the night until I get up in the morning to get ready to go to work. And then there's still lots of coals in there, and I can just stoke it for the day and not have to worry about it, right? So a lot of times I end up with a lot of bigger wood versus the smaller stuff. And anything, any of the rounds that are smaller than 9 inches, I leave them as rounds. I don't split them at all, because those are great. They burn slower, and they'll burn nice throughout the day. Like anything like this size, we won't split it at all. Even stuff this size, I usually don't split that either as well, because that'll burn all day, and I won't have to worry about the the wood stove going out or not being coals in there when I get home, right? There's a ton of work into firewood, that's for sure. Even living off grid, I mean, you get your workout. That is for sure. I mean, that's how my ancestors done it, like hundreds of years ago, and that's how a lot of people still do it nowadays. Especially if you're in areas where it's inaccessible for power and stuff like that, right? Off-grid living. It's definitely work. I got a whole bunch of spruce over here, bigger spruce I gotta split up, and we will get into that, I guess. Get rid of this poplar first. Was your stick ready? Can I have it? Can I have your stick? You want me to throw it for you? You want me to throw it? You gotta bring it to me. Okay. Can I have it? Definitely loving the cheeks on this thing. Well, I call them wedges too. Lots of guys call them cheeks. How wide they are. Just blows that wood right apart. That's something the 28 inch. This guy doesn't have fat cheeks on it like that. Ooh, that one's juicy. A lot of surface wetness. Yeah, that one's a little wet in the center too. So we'll split this one up into 4s, just so it dries faster. I just try to be pretty smooth with the flow of how we swing the axe. I don't think you need to exert any more energy than what's required to split it, right? So. This is spruce, so it splits super easy anyway, but you don't have to put much effort into it. Split spruce. Spruce right here. That was a bit of an overstrike. One thing about these axes, they have that tough handle, man. You don't get any vibration through it, and if you overstrike it, it doesn't vibrate back through the handle. So I really like that. Like I just overstruck it again. There's no vibration at all. And the reason why I overstruck at that time was I was too far that way with the axe and my swing. You get that big old birch over there, I guess. Big old yeller birch. Well, that's a beauty. Go, boys. One hit. Two hit. I think we'll split this one again. We'll leave the other chunk. What do we want to do? Who's this guy? Is it oak? Is it? No, I don't need to split that one. Split this guy. This guy might be a little bit punky. A little bit of an overstrike that time. Kind of crazy how much wood that was. Kind of want to go out and get more though. Really need to get this wood shed built. It's got to be a goal over the next week or so. 2 weeks. Work on that thing. really contemplating it right now, though. I'm trying to get an excavator in here if I can afford it before it starts snowing, and scrape out this area where the shed is going to go and pull up all the stumps where the cabin's going to go. And I want I want to put rocks along the edge of the driveway, coming up the driveway, and then I can put gravel road crush down here. And the reason why I want to put rocks up there is so that the water doesn't wash all the gravel and road crush down over the side of the bank right there. And there's an area right here I want the excavator to scrape that out, and I want to use that area for storing logs, just big logs to dry it out for seasonal firewood. So I'd end up splitting down there, and then bringing it up here and stacking it in the shed, and then from the shed to the cabin or to the camper, whichever. So I'm contemplating that. I put in the call, so I'm going to get the guy to come over and give me a quote for that and see where it works out at, how much it works out to. If it's only, $1,000 or whatever, then I might just go ahead and do it. Provided I can afford that. Well, that was juicy. That was real juicy. But it would be really nice to get that done, because in my head I'm thinking, okay, if I build the woodshed right there, it's not going to be on level ground, and it's going to be up on blocks and everything. It's just going to be on a block anyway, but it'd be nice to have the ground leveled where I'm going to build it, right? Like I did with the shed. And all the stumps pulled out of there and everything. If not, you're going to get, stumps are going to regrow. Trees and sprouts and everything will come up through it in the spring, and then I'll be up underneath the floor and everything. So it'd be nice to get that done, which I might have to bite the bullet and get that done, provided he can get in here before winter. Where's your stick? What? That's a small stick. Go get a big one. Where's your big stick? Go get it. Let me find you one. Ready? Okay. Resty, bring. Come on, jump. Careful, don't hurt your paws. Ready? Ready to throw? Go get it. That boy loves his sticks. see how hard this one's going to be to split. This one is, it's a branch out in the tree. Let's see if I can split it right down the center here. I don't know if it will or not, but let's try it. Oh. It's hard to get it like right in that sweet spot. Oh. Yes, sir. Let's try going down through the branch this way. Just clip the side of it. Ooh. Bouncy, bouncy. Oh, more bouncy, bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy. Starting to rain again now, guys. I was hoping we weren't going to get any more, but I feel it coming. Try to get through this guy. There we go. Give in. I think I'm going to cut the video here, guys. It's starting to rain and I don't want my phone to get all wet. I need to get like an umbrella or something for that thing. But I hope you guys are having a great weekend. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Before I go, I'm going to bring you over and show you the creek. Yesterday I posted a short of the creek, and it was up over the embankment, the sitting area that I've been talking about in previous videos. So it was pretty high yesterday evening, and this morning when I got out and looked at it, it dropped back below that level again. So it's now back to where it should be, like in the creek, but it's still not like super low or anything. So let's go check that out quickly. So that's what we're looking at right now. Still a lot of volume of water coming through there, much more than normal. But yesterday it was all up in this sitting area right here yesterday evening. I actually thought that it might get high enough to float that pile of debris I have there and take it away, but no, it didn't do that. So that's what she looks like right now. Alright guys, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, and thanks for subscribing, and I look forward to seeing your comments, and I'll see you back at the camp next time.